As a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from everybody. Life lesson learned, I better learn from this bitch, nobody. She pushed me around, she didn't give no motherfucks about it. She broke my heart 3 times, but I ain't getting...
What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. I am back to you guys with another video. Trey Lance. I think that there is a very strong chance that Trey Lance doesn't start a game at quarterback this year for the San Francisco 49ers. I know that's going to upset a lot of San Francisco 49ers fans out there. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say, well, JT, we traded up to the 3rd overall pick to draft this guy. You mean to tell me that we're not going to start him at all? That logic makes no sense. But hear me out. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a bad starter. A year ago, Jimmy Garoppolo was considered a top 12, top 11 quarterback in the league. The thing with Jimmy Garoppolo is that he's not going to play bad enough that you're going to want to bench him. And on top of that, the 49ers are not a bad football team. There's only 3 ways that I see Trey Lance starting this year for the 49ers. 1, he outright beats Jimmy Garoppolo during training camp and preseason. 2, the 49ers are absolutely terrible. Or 3, Jimmy Garoppolo gets injured. And I don't think any 3 of those scenarios that I just listed are viable aside from Trey Lance beating out Jimmy Garoppolo. Trey Lance very well could outright win the starting job in training camp and preseason and completely outperform Jimmy Garoppolo. But with what I've been reading so far from OTAs and minicamp, it seems like Kyle Shanahan still is going to end up rocking with Jimmy Garoppolo as his week 1 starter. As a matter of fact, I read an article with Kyle Shanahan saying that he feels like Jimmy Garoppolo has had his best offseason that he's ever had so far during his time with the 49ers. And he also has praised Jimmy Garoppolo for how he's handled this situation. Jimmy Garoppolo already knows that the writing is on the wall, that Trey Lance is going to take over at quarterback for the 49ers eventually. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. It's not too long ago that Jimmy Garoppolo just took the 49ers to the Super Bowl. Like, this just happened like a year ago. People act like it's been a decade since Jimmy G took San Francisco to the Super Bowl. It was only 2019, ladies and gentlemen. It's not too long ago that people were actually praising Jimmy Garoppolo for being a solid quarterback and consider him the savior of the 49ers franchise. A year later, a lot of things changed. And the main reason for that is because Jimmy Garoppolo can't stay healthy. And I understand people are going to say, well, JT, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to stay healthy this year because he hasn't really stayed healthy during his time with the 49ers. And I understand that. But at the same time, you just can't be saying, oh, Trey Lance is going to start this week such and such because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get injured. You cannot predict injuries in the NFL. I don't know how many times I have to stress that to people. Just because somebody has an injury history doesn't mean they're going to be injured every year. I mean, you have the right to believe that. We can infer that somebody can get injured because of their injury history. But there are certain things in this league that you just cannot predict. The NFL is the most unpredictable league in sports. Football is always changing. You never know what's going to happen on any given play. A player who has never been injured before can end up getting injured and having his career ended. Been healthy his whole entire career, and then out of nowhere he gets injured. A guy who has been injury prone for over the last 3 years can end up being fully healthy this season for all we know. So when it comes to saying that Trey Lance is going to start over Jimmy Garoppolo because Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get injured, that's not really a strong argument in my opinion. I don't feel like you can say Trey Lance is going to start over Jimmy G because he's going to get injured, because that's just you making an inference. You can't really, I mean, yeah, you can say, well, JT, Jimmy Garoppolo has struggled staying healthy in the past, but injuries is just something that you cannot predict. It's like the Tom Brady cliff theory. For years, how many times have we been seeing people before the season started saying that Tom Brady is going to fall off a cliff. He's going to regress. People have been saying this for years. And for years, we have yet to see Tom Brady fall off this so-called cliff that everybody is saying. Now, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to get his job taken because of injuries. I don't think that that's something that we can just say is going to happen. Yeah, it may have happened in the past, but we don't know that for real. So when it comes to making the argument that Trey Lance would start over Jimmy G because of injuries, Jimmy G getting injured at such and such point in the season, I don't think that's a really strong argument. At JT Sports here, we're all about providing you with the best and strongest arguments based on great details. Saying somebody's going to get injured, I don't really think it's a strong argument. Now, if the 49ers are bad, which I don't think will happen, we could see Trey Lance start. If the 49ers are heading into week 13 and they're like 2-10 or 3-9 or something like that, then there's definitely a strong chance that they make a change at quarterback. But let's be honest. How many people out there feel like the 49ers are going to be really bad? Not a lot of people. There's actually a lot of people out there who feel like the 49ers are still Super Bowl contenders with Jimmy G at QB. So, I don't think we're going to see Trey Lance start this year at quarterback for the 49ers unless he beats Jimmy Garoppolo during training camp and preseason for the starting job. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to play bad enough for you to bench him. The 49ers aren't going to be a bad team this year. And I don't think that, using the whole injury argument or the whole Jimmy G injury theory is a viable argument. Because the NFL is unpredictable. What if Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy this year? What if Jimmy Garoppolo takes the 49ers to the playoffs? I haven't seen a lot of people making that argument. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about that scenario. What if Jimmy Garoppolo stays healthy, balls out this year, and takes San Francisco to the playoffs? Which very well can happen because Jimmy Garoppolo is not a bad quarterback. And you may be like, well, JT, if Jimmy G isn't a bad quarterback, then why did the 49ers trade up and give up so much to draft Trey Lance at number 3? The reason for that is because although Jimmy Garoppolo isn't a bad quarterback, the NFL is now starting to look like it's changing. A decade ago, back in maybe 2008, 2009, you could win with a Jimmy Garoppolo. You could win with a Joe Flacco. But now it's starting to look like the NFL now, with how overpopulated it's getting, with how much talent is coming into the league at the QB position, everybody now has a great QB. So if you don't have a great QB, you could be left behind. And I think that's where the NFL is heading. I think in the next decade, we will see nothing but superstar QBs. We're not going to see any more of your Teddy Bridgewaters, any more of your Joe Flaccos or whatnot. I think in the next decade, by 2030 or 2026, if you don't have a superstar QB, you're not going to make it far. And I think the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch recognize where the league is heading, and they realize that, hey, in the next couple of years, we may not be able to win for Jimmy G. So we need to go ahead and get ahead of the times and draft a Trey Lance that has unlimited upside. And on top of that, when Kansas City drafted Patrick Mahomes and they didn't start him, they let him sit a year behind Alex Smith, it worked out well for him. So for 49ers fans, I understand that a lot of you guys are excited about what Trey Lance can do. But I strongly doubt that we will see Trey Lance start this season. And I think that the 49ers think that it will be in his best interest if Trey Lance doesn't have to play this year. Because if Trey Lance does have to play this year, that means that either, one, your team is going to be really good, or two, Jimmy Garoppolo is just outright bad. And I don't think 49ers fans want any of those situations to happen. I think both of you guys want the 49ers to be in the playoffs this year. And I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo gives the 49ers the best chance to win because we haven't seen Trey Lance take a snap in the NFL this year. He's still learning an NFL system. There's still a lot of things that has to be set in place for Trey Lance to have success. Now, yes, he is with Kyle Shanahan, who is one of the best head coaches and one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. So we already know that Trey Lance is going to be really good because coaching matters in this league. But I don't think that the 49ers are in a hurry to get Trey Lance out there. Now, there have been trade rumors about Jimmy Garoppolo, but right now, nobody is interested in Jimmy Garoppolo. So therefore, I think the 49ers are going to rock with Jimmy Garoppolo. Unless Trey Lance beats out Jimmy Garoppolo in training camp or during the preseason, I don't think we're going to see Trey Lance start this year. Now, I could be wrong, but I doubt that Jimmy Garoppolo getting injured is going to happen. I don't really think that is a valuable argument. I really don't. I don't feel like you can make an argument based on injuries because injuries are something that you simply cannot predict. What if Jimmy G plays good this year? Then what? So you guys let me know down in the comment section down below. Do you guys believe that Trey Lance will start this season for the San Francisco 49ers? Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos. And thanks for watching.